Hey creators, do you want to take your home studio setup from something like this to something like this? Well, today we're going to show you how. Hey everyone, I'm Johnny from Thinkific, the best platform to help you start and grow your digital education business. And in this video, we're going to cover some fundamental tips on creating a professional home studio. If you want to stand out in the crowded creator landscape, making videos that rival the top names on YouTube, you need to invest a bit of time and effort into setting up your video studio. Notice that I didn't say money? Gone are the days where thousands or tens of thousands of dollars are needed to make a killer home studio. With the right space, some smart lighting, a reliable camera, and some good audio, you can create a studio environment that will keep people's eyes glued to the screen without needing to break the bank. Let's dive in. You don't need a huge studio to shoot a high-quality video these days. However, it's important to note that some rooms are definitely better than others. First, you should consider how much space you need. If you're just sitting or standing while talking to the camera in your videos, you can make pretty much any room work. However, if you're shooting something more involved like a workout or yoga tutorial, you're probably going to need a larger space. Next, you want to make sure that the room that you're shooting in has enough power for any equipment like lights or battery chargers. And if you can, try to pick a room that's quiet and doesn't produce much echo. This will help you get higher quality audio when you record. If a room you really like has more echo than ideal, you can try adding furniture to help deaden that reverb. Next, let's talk about the background. There's an infinite number of options on what makes a strong background, but if you're unsure, generally cleaner is better to start with, since you don't want to distract the viewer away from looking at you. However, I'd avoid shooting against something as simple as a plain white wall, since this can kill any sense of depth in your video, making it look cheap and uninteresting. At the same time, your background should show hints of your personality or the focus of your videos. If you're creating a course on plants or guitars, make sure they're present in the background. Moving on to step 2, we've got to talk equipment. Most beginners looking to shoot high quality video immediately think they need to invest in tons of new, expensive equipment. It's a big reason why many people give up before they even get started. But expensive gear is no longer the blocker that it once was, especially if you know what to prioritize. Today we'll look at 3 categories of gear: audio, lighting, and camera. Let's start with the most important category, audio. I truly believe a video is only as good as the sound that accompanies it. For example, here's some crisp video shot at 4K, but with low quality audio. Listen to how bad this sounds. And here's a lower quality video, but with much better audio. This might not be the prettiest thing to look at, but you can clearly hear what I'm saying. While a laptop or phone microphone might adequately pick up your sound, a small investment in a well-positioned USB microphone like a Rode NT USB or the Audio-Technica AT20 USB X could make a world of difference. Man, that's a mouthful. Whichever mic you use, try to get it closer to you so that it's picking up more of your voice and less of the echo in the room. Here's what a mic sounds like when it's placed all the way back at my camera. And here's what a mic sounds like when it's closer to my mouth. Mine is just above frame right now. Now, audio recording is a huge topic that we don't have time to elaborate on today, but if you'd like a follow-up video about that in the future, make sure to let us know in the comments down below. The next thing to consider is lighting. Lighting is a big subject. You may have heard of the term 3-point lighting, which implies you need to buy several lights. If you're just getting started, this can be a lot. So today we'll focus on the most important component, which is being well illuminated with a soft key light. Soft meaning it's a larger or diffused light source like an LED panel rather than a hard light source like a light bulb or a spotlight. And key light meaning it's the primary light that's illuminating you. If you're on a tight budget, Mother Nature's lighting is hard to beat. Natural light can make for great video in the right conditions and is free. Though if you live in a rainy city like Vancouver, it can lead to inconsistent results. And it's bright again. I feel like a vampire, I'm just waiting for the sun to go away. If you have the opportunity to invest in lighting, I'd recommend getting something like a ring light, LED panel, or softbox as your key light. We'll leave a couple options in the description below. Some basic lighting will really take your video quality to another level, helping you stand out from other beginners in the space. Finally, let's talk about the camera you'll be shooting with. Above any other feature, you'll want to make sure you have a reliable camera. Many people would recommend that you buy a modern DSLR that shoots 4K video, like my Sony a6300, or the slightly more economical Sony ZV-E10, and you can get great looking footage on these cameras. But if you're not ready to make the leap to something like that, chances are that the camera on the back of your cell phone is already pretty good, especially if you have good lighting. In fact, you're watching footage right now from my iPhone 13 mini. This is the camera that we've been shooting the rest of the video on, but this angle here, completely on my iPhone 13 mini. So don't let camera expenses stop you from getting started. You can always upgrade your gear later. Regardless of the camera you choose, you'll also want a tripod to put your camera on top of. You don't really need anything too fancy to get started, just something that will support the weight of your camera or phone. Now that you've chosen your space and you have your equipment, it's time to actually set up your home video studio. As a general rule of thumb, your camera should be at face level, not pointing too steeply up or down at you. Try to frame your head with the top half of the frame and leave a small amount of headroom above. For a key light, try not to set it up right in front of your face, but slightly off to the side and above head level so you don't get that deer in the headlights look. And once again for audio, try to keep that mic close to you so that it mostly picks up your voice rather than all the echoing around the room. When you feel happy with your setup, do a few test runs to ensure you're capturing video and audio in a way that you're satisfied with. The worst feeling is shooting an entire video just to find out it was out of focus or you weren't even recording. Then go find a few people who match your target audience and ask them what they think. Their opinions might help inform how you can optimize your setup in the future. And there you have it. By following these steps, you should be on track to set up a home video studio on a reasonable budget that will come off as professional and engaging, allowing you to compete with top video creators. Now, of course, this is just an introductory dive into the topic, and there's a lot we left out. So once again, if you have anything you'd like us to elaborate on, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips and tricks. If you're on a tight budget, and key light, meaning it's a